up, everybody? I am DylanLasagna here, and welcome to today's video. Today, I want to talk about Nintendo. Why do I want to talk about Nintendo? Sometimes I can be a little positive about Nintendo, or I can be a little negative about Nintendo, but what Nintendo has been telling people the last couple of weeks, the past 2 weeks specifically, be it their customers or their general consumers, investors, whatever the term is, it's been very interesting to say the least. So for the past couple of days and for the last 2 weeks now, Nintendo has been sharing how Nintendo Switch Online has been doing since its launch. Now, if you guys want to know how I feel about Nintendo Switch Online, you can go check out all those videos about how I feel about the online service on my channel. But according to some articles from Nintendo Life, Nintendo President Shuntaro Furakawa, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that last name, I don't know how to pronounce it. This was during a February 1st financial quarterly meeting, and he reported that more than 8 million Switch owners are subscribed to the online service. Again, this is from Nintendo Life. I'll have all the article links that I mentioned in this video in the description of this video. I also might pin it in the comments below. However, the president of Nintendo, Furakawa, also admitted later, the following week, on February 8th, this is another article from Nintendo Life, following up on that statement, that some of those Nintendo Switch accounts were sub to the shorter plans rather than the year-long 12-month plans. So say for example, most Nintendo Switch accounts are subscribed to the 1-month plan or the 3-month plan. Then Furukawa then went on to say, this is from a Destructoid article, that Nintendo is going to give it their all into their online this year in 2019, and they plan on increasing the appeal of its service to convince people to subscribe long term. I've had a lot of time to think. When I first initially heard this quote about the 8 million Switch owners being subscribed to the online service, I initially wanted to do a video about it. If you guys saw that post on that community page of my channel, then you guys responded pretty well. You guys wanted me to do a video about it. But I wanted to see how else Nintendo was going to respond, and I read a lot of articles, I read a lot of tweets, and I read a lot of YouTube comments about this matter of how Nintendo Switch Online is currently doing. Well, after a little while, this is how I feel about Nintendo Switch Online. And it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory, yeah! And it's all for the taking, it's all for the fight, yes! It feels so good to have a W over Nintendo. By reading all of this, in my opinion, by taking all this in, Nintendo has pretty much implicitly admitted that Nintendo Switch Online has not been doing as well as they thought it would be doing. They're pretty much admitting that it sucks, in my opinion. Yet, they're pretty much not, they don't seem too concerned, they don't seem too serious on fixing their big online problem. No matter how sweet this victory may feel, no matter how big or this problem may be, again, as I mentioned, Nintendo doesn't want to, implicitly does not want to fix their big Nintendo Switch Online problem. However, today, we're going to talk about why they need to fix this online problem, because if they don't, then more people are going to eventually not unrenew or probably cancel or maybe even hold out on the Nintendo Switch Online service until the proper changes are made. This is probably not going to lean towards what improvements should be made, but more on why we're at this point. Why Nintendo Switch Online is at this point and why there's only 8 million people subscribed to the service. So let's keep this in mind. According to an article from Nintendo Life as well, the Nintendo Switch Online, as I pointed out, that there were 8 million accounts subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online. However, there was another Nintendo Life article that also mentioned that there were 32 million Nintendo Switch units sold. So that there's pretty much 32 million people got a Nintendo Switch. So pretty much only 1/4 of everyone that owns a Switch is subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online. That is absolutely nothing. And it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory, yeah! So pretty much, why are we facing this online problem? Is it on Nintendo? Is it on the people that bought the service? Who's to blame here? Pretty much, it's everyone involved. It's everybody involved in this big online shebang. This is not just on Nintendo, but pretty much everyone that bought the service. I will give props, however, to everyone that just bought the shorter plans. I'll give you a little bit of slack there. It's not a bad thing to I just want to try out, see how good or bad this service really is. But I guess now everyone's starting to realize that, this Nintendo Switch Online service is probably not worth the money. It says it. Everyone says it is. So, I for one still refuse to pay not even a single cent. I refuse to even use my free trial for the service on practically what was my free Nintendo Switch Online before Nintendo put a big paywall over it. So, anyway, I think, considering the fact that, I know I'm jumping from points, from some of my points here, I think, considering the fact that there's only 8 million accounts subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online, and I know 8 million is kind of a big number, but if you compare that to 32 million units, Nintendo Switch units sold, again, that's 1/4 of Nintendo Switch owners that have Switch Online. Almost everyone is doing their job somewhat. Again, I will give you all some slack for only doing the shorter term plan. However, it doesn't excuse you from the fact that you still bought a bare bones online rather than holding out like half of the Switch community did. Another thing that strikes out to me is Nintendo trying to make online better, and I use trying in air quotations because when is that gonna happen? To be honest, I give them some hope. I really do, because I really want. I don't as I mentioned so many times. I do not want Nintendo to completely bomb. I do not want them to fail. I do not want them to see their online fail so badly that they completely ditch it. Because yes, Nintendo has a terrible reputation when it comes to online, but I mean, this is the Nintendo Switch. It's 2019, and the fact that they haven't caught up to the standards of PlayStation or Xbox, it's kind of sad, to be honest. So I do think it's possible, especially now with the money that they have from all the Switch sales that they've received and all the online subscriptions that they've gotten. I find this quotation Furakawa saying that they're trying to give it their all to make online very, very successful as it can be. I find it very hard to believe, because again, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy to everyone out there while I'm giving this video, but Nintendo had almost 2 years. It's been almost 2 years since the Nintendo Switch launched, you guys. And Nintendo had, yeah, pretty much Nintendo had like 2 years to get this online service up and running. Remember, Nintendo Switch Online wasn't even ready to go at launch. So we pretty much had a year and a half like to have free online. And then suddenly in May, like May of last year, like Nintendo said, oh, you better get your butts ready for online because this is what you're getting for Nintendo Switch Online. And I'll go into detail what exactly we did get for Nintendo Switch Online. The following is two lists actually, because it consists of option A and option B. So option A is a list of what Nintendo could have had in their online service if they actually prepared it as soon as the Switch launched. So, you know, we had that free like trial period, like that 1.5 year trial period before the Switch Online service launched. So here's what Nintendo could have done before like the online service launched. We could have had dedicated servers, we could have had free cloud saves, and we could have had the ability to do local backup saves. Remember, all your save files are not stored on your SD card. They're if you even have an SD card on your Switch, they're stored on the Switch itself. A messaging system, easier friend requests by searching up usernames, built-in voice chat on the Switch. This last one, I'm not sure how realistic it can be. How realistic it can be. An actual virtual console, like with, yes, you can have NES games, but you can also have some SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii, and heck, you can even throw in like some of the shovelware Wii U games. That last one, I'm not sure how realistic that can be, to be honest. But I know a majority of the people want it. I just don't know how realistic that virtual console can be. Instead, here's what we have now with these Nintendo Switch Online service that we're getting. In other words, this is what I call option B. So, pretty much this is like basically the free Nintendo Switch Online that we had been getting since like the Switch's launch, before Nintendo decided to put a big paywall in September. So we've been pretty much getting the same peer-to-peer connection that we had when Switch Online was free, except now we have to pay for it. And the servers were super inconsistent, to be honest, even before the service went up. And secondly, we're getting NES games that people have been paying for like ever since the Virtual Console came out on the Wii. And they played it like so many times that they're pretty much tired of it at this point. We still have those complicated friend codes that we have to send to people if we want to be friends with them. And cloud saves. Cloud saves that we have, if we want cloud saves, we have to pay for the online service, which is pretty much a pain in the butt. And they don't work for all games, especially Splatoon 2, because what if I wanted to save all my like data on Splatoon, but oh wait, I can't save it. I can't use cloud saves on Splatoon 2 because Nintendo considers it cheating. But yeah. And here's the dumbest thing about the Nintendo Switch Online service right now. Well, the second to dumbest thing. Special offers, because ever since the online service launched, Nintendo has never expanded on what exactly this is. What other special offer is there, other than the fact that they gave us NES controllers for practically only to use for the NES games? I think there's a cheaper NES controller by this company called 8-Bit Dough that everyone keeps talking about. And the one that Nintendo is offering is like $60. I mean, it looks cool. I like it how you can attach it to the Joy-Con, but it's like, does anyone even use it now? And here's the worst offense that I find in the Nintendo Switch Online service right now. Voice chat. Voice chat is somehow still through a very crummy smartphone app. It's like I don't want to have to use a secondary device to use voice chat. It's like, I don't even want to use Discord because I want to use voice chat through my Switch. Like, PlayStation can do it. Xbox can do it. Why can't Nintendo do it? Oh, because the people in Japan prefer to do it through their smartphones. They find it innovative. I mean, not to be like discriminatory, like not to discriminate. I mean, I guess they find it innovative there, but they don't. It's not innovative here in the U.S. It's not a great option. So Nintendo obviously went with option B, which is the one we're stuck with right now. And honestly, Nintendo, by going with option B, you know what you were getting into. You just pretty much threw yourself in a hole, to be honest. It's like you were offering next to nothing with Nintendo Switch Online, especially like the week before you launched it. It's like you had this glorified trailer of how, oh, it's so happy. I am so excited that Nintendo Switch Online is coming out in a week. You like pretty much never hyped, like you never like detailed how it's going to be except for 2 times. One being in May of last year, and the second time like literally the week before it was supposed to come out. And everyone crapped the bed all over you because it was so bad. It's like option B is like the one we have right now is so bad. And it's the blame can't just go on Nintendo. Like I said before, the blame also goes to all of you who decide to subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online. I do not care if you need it for whatever reason you have. I'll go into those reasons later. All of you knew Nintendo was offering basically the same free online we had been getting since the Switch's launch. Yet you all paid for a service that was pretty much like bare bones, pretty much the same, except everything was behind a paywall now. Be it $1.99, $3.99, $19.99, or $34.99 via the family plan that you share with either your family or your friends. Each and every one of you sold out to Nintendo's scam. It's kind of sad, to be honest. So, all in all, everybody's a loser. Like, everyone lost in the grand scheme of things. Nintendo lost because they put out this completely rushed online service that literally 3/4 of Nintendo Switch owners out there continue to either A, only try out for like a week or a month for, or completely hold out on at all until they see improvement, or B, you have people like going out there and like, oh, I'm gonna buy it for this reason, which I'll go into later, and because I want to get it for this game. So everyone loses in the end because you're paying money for Nintendo to keep doing the things that they're currently doing. It still bugs me to this day as to why people are subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online in the first place. So let me list those reasons right now, actually. And these reasons are completely unjustified and so they're so bland, to be honest. It's over $20. I need it to stream these games. I want the NES games. I need the cloud saves. I'm buying the service for Smash. I'm buying the service for Splatoon. I'm buying the service for Mario Kart. I'm buying the service for ARMS. I'm buying the service for this game. I'm buying the service for that game. I'm buying the service for this game. I'm buying the service for that game. Ugh. I'm not trying to convince you to do anything. I'm not trying to convince you to feel bad. I'm not trying to be negative here, but here's some things that I'll get to a point as to why those reasons about why those all those reasons why people are subscribing to online are very terrible, But let me first go into some things that you can do without Nintendo Switch Online. And this is from personal experience and from other, like, seeing some other things. You can continue exploring Breath of the Wild. You can finish Smash Ultimate's World of Light mode along with its various single-player modes, like Classic mode, the All-Star Smash, and its various Smash modes. Improve yourself in Smash Ultimate by going against the CPUs if you really want to do that. Grind out through the Spirit boards. There are also other things that you can do unrelated to Smash or Breath of the Wild. Try out some of the various indie titles on the eShop. Grab Trials Rising in 2 weeks. Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out in 2 months. If Switch is your primary or secondary console, you can, or if you don't have any of these other consoles at all, grab a PS4 or an Xbox One and play Kingdom Hearts 3. You can even subscribe to PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live because they have a much better online experience and with even more incentives, like, or in other simpler terms, benefits. You can get like these like games by subscribing. I'm not familiar with it, but you get like these like games with gold with Xbox, and then like these PSN games, I guess, with PS Plus. And one more suggestion that I have is, well, although I'm personally against this, but if you want to, you can play Fortnite, which does not require the online service, and it pretty much has many features that Nintendo Switch Online like lacks. It has native like built-in voice chat, and it pretty much has everything that Nintendo Switch Online doesn't. So pretty much there are plenty of things that you can do without paying for the Nintendo Switch Online service. And while there are plenty of other reasons why people would like to grab the online service, like I mentioned, oh, I need it for Smash, it's only $20, I need to play Splatoon 2, I need it for the cloud saves. Unless if you're a competitive gamer, I'll give you that only exception. There is no reason to have Nintendo Switch Online right now with how it is. So let me conclude this video by saying this. And I do apologize if I don't know if I was speaking too fast and if I was rushing through points. This particular topic about Nintendo Switch Online, for some reason, rattles me up because in my opinion, it's so bad for what it is. It's like, I really want it to improve, but every time I look at it, and every time that Nintendo like doesn't want to like improve, or they talk a big game of wanting to improve, yet they're not really doing anything about it, it fires me up for some reason. And I'll end it by saying this. I get that Nintendo Switch Online will be the same as PS Plus or Xbox Live. Probably ever, to be honest. But we are in 2019, where online gaming is as critical for not all, but a lot of gamers out there, because I know not everyone plays online, to be honest. Nintendo, they really need to take steps to drastically improve their service. They can perhaps take some steps by looking at how Sony or Microsoft, especially Microsoft, because aren't they buddy with Microsoft now on how they should speak, like, that's another subject for another day. They should ask some of their competitors on how to put together a modern online service together. Otherwise, they could see more subscription cancellations, non-renewals, and worst of all, holdouts. And they could see all their subscription numbers start to dip, potentially until the Nintendo Switch Online service can match up to the standards of online gaming of 2019 and beyond. And I do want Nintendo to I do want Nintendo to succeed with Nintendo Switch Online. It's just, they need to wake up. They really do need to get some water splashed in their face and realize what they're doing is not working. And I will leave it at that. So, I hope each and every one of you understands. And I know all of you have some different opinions. And I want each and every one of you to let me know about those opinions in the comments below. And yeah, sound off about your opinions about the Nintendo Switch Online service. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe, and always be delicious. I'll see you all in the next video, and I'm out.